I feel like we're always talking about how we need more black people in sci-fi and fantasy, but a franchise that I feel like is extremely overlooked in terms of good representation and good storyline most definitely has to be Star Trek. So if you're interested in me talking about how and why I fell in love with Star Trek as a franchise, keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back to El Pastoral. If this is your first time ever coming upon this channel right here, typically I make videos relating to all of my favorite pieces of media as well as doing social commentary. And in today's video, I'm practically going to talk about why I love Star Trek so much and practically try to get y'all into Star Trek as a franchise as well. I just wanted to take a quick break from the regularly scheduled content to just thank all of my current Patreons. Thank you guys so much for your support. It seriously means so much. Without y'all, I wouldn't be able to be so consistent in posting content. If any of y'all want to be like these beautiful, wonderful people, go to El Pastoral on patreon.com so you can have early access to my videos as well as participate in polls. Now let's get back to the regularly scheduled content. So how I practically got into Star Trek is pretty much how a lot of people got into fandoms, and it started off by me going on Tumblr. One of my mutuals posted a picture of Michael Burnham in the Star Trek outfit, and I was just so shocked because in my head I practically always conflated Star Wars and Star Trek to be very similar to each other. And if you guys have watched my Fandoms I Hate video, you know that Star Wars fans are notorious for hating women and hating minorities, specifically black people. And so when I saw a black woman in a Star Trek outfit, I was like, since when are we doing this? And that's how I found out about Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery is I don't even want to say it's the newest addition to the franchise, but it's pretty new to the franchise. And y'all, the show is so good. Like, I don't even want to understate how good this show is. It tackles a lot of really deep themes: motherhood, betrayal. And something that I really appreciate Star Trek Discovery for doing is letting our main character being a problematic figure in her universe. Like, I feel like the way they let Michael Burnham, the main character, practically be a screw up and make so many mistakes was so heartwarming to see, because a lot of the way black women are portrayed are as villains, but the way Michael Burnham is allowed to be problematic but also seen as a human in Star Trek Discovery was something so refreshing to me. I love Star Trek Discovery so much. It has so many ups and downs in terms of the plot that you really can't stop watching. I really was able to binge the show very rapidly and I couldn't not watch it. I'm literally seething at the mouth for the newest season and I don't know when they're gonna give it to me. It is very rare for me to say I rewatch shows, but Star Trek Discovery is something that I rewatched a good 2 times at this point, and I really want you guys to watch it. It's literally taking everything in me to not spoil it for you guys, because I really feel like if you are someone who is really into sci-fi, you have to check out this show. Like, I really enjoy how the show does sci-fi. Like, everything about the show is just so intriguing to me, and there is a lot of diversity in this show. Another thing I really love about Star Trek Discovery is the fact that there are members of the LGBT community in here, and it's not like laid out to be like offensive. Like, we have 2 gay cast members on the show and they were able to subvert the bury your gays trope, which was extremely surprising to me, because y'all know if there are going to be 2 members of the same sex that like each other, one of them has to die. But the show really subverts that, and I also think there is a non-binary character on that show, and I really appreciate this inclusion of these identities on the show. And I just really appreciate the inclusion of these people into the show, because a lot of people have this idea that straight people and people who are cisgender are the only people who are allowed to be, and Star Trek Discovery is like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, they literally like hold my cake. And I really love to see this type of stuff included in sci-fi, because you mean to tell me out of a million worlds there wouldn't be gay people? Out of a million words there wouldn't be transgender people, non-binary people? And there are some people who are like, yes, I would be very wary of going into the fan community for Star Trek Discovery, because every piece of criticism I see from this show, it's borderline like, yo, you just hate women or you just hate gay people. Like, there's a character, she is Michael Burnham's ginger roommate, and I remember I saw a critique, like a really long blog post that I had the displeasure of reading, that practically was like, I hate Star Trek Discovery because you mean to tell me they let a fat person be in the, I don't know, like in the team. And I was like, boy, what? And yeah, there are a lot of people who, whenever I ask them, why don't you like Star Trek Discovery, but you like other Star Trek projects, they can't give you a reason without them sounding like a bigot. So this might be one of the things where I'm like, avoid the fandom or find people of color to be in fandom with, because I just enjoy the show so much. A lot of the plots are just so good. I really liked the AI plot line. I don't want to spoil it for y'all because I really want y'all to watch the show, but I just feel like I really want y'all to watch it. Now let me talk about other Star Trek media that I have become really enthralled with. So Star Trek Discovery was my first introduction to the Star Trek franchise. Like obviously I knew about it, but I never really got into it. Star Trek Discovery practically was my home that led me to branch out, and I really enjoy the overall universe. I've been watching Lower Decks, and I just finished Star Trek Voyager. Star Trek Voyager had me in my feelings. I did not know that that was not the first iteration of Star Trek. I just looked at it, it looked grainy, and I was like, oh yeah, this most definitely has to be OG Star Trek, but no. I just feel like there is just so much for you to get into if you want to get into Star Trek. I even broke one of my cardinal rules where I looked up a timeline on how to watch the show, because I feel like the show is so good, you just have to go in. I've been watching Star Trek Enterprise about the early days of the Federation before they got like warp speed technology. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of boring in comparison to Voyager and Discovery. But I'm really trying to make my way through the franchise. I want to be one of those people who's like, I've watched everything in the Star Trek universe. I want to be one of those. I want to be like a hardcore Trekkie. So I'm making my way through Enterprise so I can go on to the next piece of media, which according to the timeline, I believe is the OG Star Trek, and then I'll branch out into the movies. But I just feel like it's so refreshing to see people of color in these spaces, because for the longest, you know, if you had watched my Black People Don't Belong in Fantasy video, people straight up don't want to see Black people, Asians, any other minority group represented in sci-fi and fantasy. And seeing people who look like me and just seeing other minority groups in these pieces of media is just like, I don't know, it just makes me feel like, damn, I don't know, it makes me feel really safe. It makes me feel really safe. And I just didn't know Star Trek got down like that. I did not know Star Trek got down like that. Like when I was watching Voyager and there was just this black Vulcan, my mouth literally dropped, because I was like, I did not know y'all got down like that. And yeah, I really feel like if you are looking for more diverse media, Star Trek is the franchise you need to walk, not run to. They be doing a big one over there. And I really love how in a lot of the Star Trek TV shows, they kind of do like a monster a day type formats where you're literally introduced to a new species and a new culture every episode. It's really enjoyable, and I love how they have like these baby mini episodes reach into broader arcs. I really love the Borg plotline in the Star Trek Voyager series. It was a lot. But I was like, what's going to happen with 7 of 9? Is she going to be more human? Is she ever going to find out about her other family? I don't know. Star Trek keeps me on my toes, and I really hope that I was able to convince you guys to go check out Star Trek for yourselves, because I was very like apprehensive of joining the fandom, because you know, I don't even have to explain. I just feel like if you guys enjoy my content and you're looking for just overall a really good show and franchise that's going to keep giving you stuff to watch, you have to get into Star Trek. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you want more deeper dives into like Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek Discovery, let me know, because I have a lot of things to say, but I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. It really helps push this video in the algorithm. Subscribe, because I have a lot more videos coming in the year of 2024, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.